You might notice that your brain doesn't adapt quite as quickly as it used to, and you may not even realize it. This isn't meant to alarm you, it's simply something research has helped us understand better. Studies show that after the age of 60, the brain can become a little less flexible, not less intelligent, just slower to shift gears, adjust, and respond. You're still sharp, still capable, but the switch may not flip as fast as before. This isn't about memory loss. It's about your brain's ability to adapt. You might walk into a room and pause, unsure why you came. Plans can change at the last minute, and it feels harder to adjust. Or you read new instructions and notice your mind hesitate for a moment. This is called cognitive rigidity, and it happens to more people than we often realize. The encouraging part is this: it's not always just aging, and it isn't necessarily permanent. In many cases, it's because your brain and your eyes aren't getting one key nutrient they need to stay responsive. That nutrient is lutein. Many people know lutein from eye supplements, but here's something important: lutein doesn't only support the eyes. It also reaches the brain, particularly the areas that control attention, processing speed, and flexibility. A study in 2020 found that seniors with higher lutein levels in their bloodstream performed 46% better on tasks measuring mental switching, not memory recall, not IQ, but how quickly their brain could adapt. And here's the reassuring part: those seniors weren't relying on pills. They were getting lutein from foods many people already have in their kitchen, eaten at the right time, in the right form, and in the right combinations. That's exactly what I'm going to share with you today. I'm Dr. Alan Reeves, and if this is your first time here, I'd be honored to have you subscribe to Vital Health. This channel is made for people who want to stay sharp, clear, and independent well beyond 60. Now, let's continue the story. The real benefit of lutein is most noticeable at night. While you sleep, your brain and eyes quietly go into maintenance mode. They gently clear out toxins, repair tired or damaged cells, and recalibrate connections. Lutein acts like a gentle helper in this process, supporting it so everything runs smoothly. That's why some seniors who increase their lutein intake notice subtle differences in the morning. Their mind feels a little lighter. Their eyes feel a little clearer. Their thoughts move with more ease. This isn't a miracle. It isn't medicine. It's simply nutrition working in harmony with your body, supporting the natural repair processes that happen while you rest. Now, let's get practical. There are 3 foods rich in lutein that can support your brain and eyes, often more effectively than supplements. The first one is probably already in your fridge: romaine lettuce. When most people think of romaine, they imagine salad, crisp, light, maybe even a bit ordinary. But this common leafy green actually has one of the highest lutein concentrations per calorie among all foods. That makes it a gentle but powerful ally for both the aging brain and aging eyes. Let's start with the brain. In the brain, especially in the frontal cortex, lutein naturally accumulates in areas responsible for attention, planning, and adaptability. In simple terms, it helps you think more smoothly, stay focused, and switch between tasks with less effort. A study published in Nutritional Neuroscience in 2020 looked at adults over 65. It found that individuals with higher lutein levels in their blood performed better on mental flexibility tasks. They could adapt to new instructions more easily, switch between tasks faster, and, most importantly, maintain these abilities over time, rather than experiencing a gradual decline. Why does lutein have this effect? Lutein is fat-soluble, which means it integrates into the membranes of neurons, particularly in areas. Lutein is fat-soluble, which means it integrates into the membranes of neurons, particularly in areas under constant demand. When neurons fire, they produce oxidative stress. Lutein helps reduce this stress, protecting the cells and allowing smoother communication between brain cells. In the same way, lutein protects the retina from light-induced damage. It shields both the brain and eyes from inflammation and oxidative wear. The result is subtle but meaningful: fewer interruptions in thought, steadier focus, and less hesitation when reacting to everyday situations. Now, let's focus on your vision. The retina, especially the macula, is one of the most lutein-hungry parts of the body. Lutein helps filter out blue light and UV rays, protecting the delicate photoreceptors in the center of your sight. As we age, the macula naturally thins, and the protective pigment gradually fades. This is often when vision starts to feel a little blurry, particularly in dim light. Here's how romaine lettuce helps. When you eat it, your body absorbs lutein and delivers it to both the brain and the eyes. With regular intake, lutein helps restore the macular pigment layer and supports your brain's ability to process visual information smoothly. A clinical trial published in Clinical Nutrition in 2017 found that seniors who increased lutein-rich vegetables for 12 weeks showed improved visual clarity and contrast sensitivity, especially in low-light conditions. This is important because vision rarely disappears suddenly. It fades gradually, where it matters most, in low light, on small print, or late at night. I remember a patient, Helen, age 72. After 3 weeks of having a small romaine salad before bed, she said, "I woke up and could finally read the numbers on my alarm clock again. My eyes weren't struggling anymore." That's the subtle power of quiet repair. Here's a tip: lutein is best absorbed when combined with a small amount of healthy fat. Drizzle a teaspoon of olive oil. Add a boiled egg, or even half an avocado. This simple addition turns your salad into a gentle boost for the brain and eyes. The ideal timing is in the evening, just before your body enters rest and repair mode. This is when your brain and eyes pull in nutrients and begin their nightly reset. You don't need complicated recipes: a cup of chopped romaine, a few cherry tomatoes, a bit of healthy fat. That's enough to support the systems that matter most, your sight and your mind. The results aren't dramatic overnight miracles. They're subtle, quiet improvements that build up day by day, night by night. Eventually, you notice your thoughts feel quicker, and your eyes feel more alive. That's romaine lettuce, not just a salad base, but a gentle ally for both brain and vision. Next, let's explore another humble green that quietly supports the brain and eyes overnight, one tiny pod at a time. If romaine lettuce acts like a gentle reset switch, peas are the quiet connectors behind the scenes. They may not make headlines, but their impact runs deep, especially at night, when your nervous system is rewiring and your eyes are still at work in the dark. Peas are rich in two important carotenoids, lutein and zeaxanthin. These pigments work together to protect the retina and support the neural pathways that carry visual information to the brain. A study published in the Journal of Food Science and Nutrition in 2019 found that green peas contain one of the most bioavailable forms of lutein among common vegetables, the kind your body can actually absorb and use. Absorption is key because lutein only works if your body can take it in. Peas also have a gentle effect on blood sugar. Unlike starchy vegetables that can spike glucose and create oxidative stress, peas release glucose slowly. This steady supply helps maintain coordination between the brain and eyes. Research from the Journal of Clinical Nutrition in 2021 highlighted that sudden changes in glucose can affect. Add a boiled egg, or even half an avocado. This simple addition turns your salad into a gentle boost for the brain and eyes. The ideal timing is in the evening, just before your body enters rest and repair mode. This is when your brain and eyes pull in nutrients and begin their nightly reset. You don't need complicated recipes: a cup of chopped romaine, a few cherry tomatoes, a bit of healthy fat. That's enough to support the systems that matter most, your sight and your mind. The results aren't dramatic overnight miracles. They're subtle, quiet improvements that build up day by day, night by night. Eventually, you notice your thoughts feel quicker, and your eyes feel more alive. That's romaine lettuce, not just a salad base, but a gentle ally for both brain and vision. Next, let's explore another humble green that quietly supports the brain and eyes overnight, one tiny pod at a time. If romaine lettuce acts like a gentle reset switch, peas are the quiet connectors behind the scenes. They may not make headlines, but their impact runs deep, especially at night, when your nervous system is rewiring and your eyes are still at work in the dark. Peas are rich in two important carotenoids, lutein and zeaxanthin. These pigments work together to protect the retina and support the neural pathways that carry visual information to the brain. A study published in the Journal of Food Science and Nutrition in 2019 found that green peas contain one of the most bioavailable forms of lutein among common vegetables, the kind your body can actually absorb and use. Absorption is key because lutein only works if your body can take it in. Peas also have a gentle effect on blood sugar. Unlike starchy vegetables that can spike glucose and create oxidative stress, peas release glucose slowly. This steady supply helps maintain coordination between the brain and eyes. Research from the Journal of Clinical Nutrition in 2021 highlighted that sudden changes in glucose can affect visual tracking, contrast sensitivity, and reaction time, even in older adults without diabetes. Peas help create a more stable environment for both the brain and retina. Peas also contain vitamin B1, thiamine, essential for nerve signal transmission, acting like the oil in the engine of your nervous system. Without it, signals slow down, coordination suffers, and short-term processing is less efficient. While not the highest source of B1, peas provide a rare combination of thiamine, lutein, fiber, and plant-based protein. Together, these nutrients support gentle, steady restoration during sleep. Recent neuroscience research, Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience, 2022, shows lutein helps the left and right sides of the brain communicate more effectively. This cross-hemisphere coordination naturally declines with age, which can affect balance, depth perception, or reading speed. Peas help maintain these connections by replenishing the nutrients your brain and retina need, not by overstimulating, but by quietly supporting. All of this works best during sleep. While the brain prioritizes sensory integration and memory consolidation, the nutrients from peas help the process run smoothly and more completely. The best part, it's simple. Half a cup of steamed or lightly sautéed peas with your evening meal is enough. They digest gently, provide steady nourishment, and fuel the systems that continue working long after your eyes are closed. If you want clearer mornings, not just visually, but mentally, peas are one of the easiest, most effective foods to include. Next, let's explore a comforting food that quietly supports both your central vision and your mind: corn. Corn has a warm, familiar feel. It's easy to chew, easy to enjoy, and yet beneath that golden sweetness lies one of the most underrated sources of visual support for seniors. Corn is naturally rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, two pigments that form the yellow-orange filter in the center of your retina, the macula. As we age, this pigment fades, and visual sharpness can gradually decline. Here's something many don't realize: the retina does more than just capture light. It filters, concentrates, and converts it into signals the brain can interpret. The macula is central to this process, helping you read a word, recognize a face, or see clearly in bright sunlight. Without protection, damage can build slowly, then suddenly impact vision. A 2018 study published in Nutrients found that adults over 60 who ate more lutein and zeaxanthin from food, not supplements, had better contrast sensitivity, depth perception, and low-light vision. Whole corn was a key source in that study. Corn's benefits extend beyond the eyes. Higher lutein levels also corresponded with better performance on tasks involving visual memory and spatial awareness. Lutein integrates into the visual cortex, the part of the brain that interprets what your eyes see. When this area is undernourished, reaction times slow, tracking becomes uneven, and distance judgment can falter. Regular intake from foods like corn helps these regions stay clearer, more responsive, and reliable. Zeaxanthin, often paired with lutein, crosses the blood-retinal barrier efficiently. This helps rebuild macular pigment and reduces glare sensitivity, which can be particularly helpful for night driving, hallway lighting, or early morning screen use. I remember a patient, Patrick, age 76. He said, "Doc, I don't know what changed, but I can finally shave without leaning into the mirror. My vision just settled." He had been adding boiled sweet corn to his evening routine for 3 weeks. It's a quiet, subtle improvement, something you feel rather than read about in ads. Not all corn is created equal. Whole kernels, lightly steamed, roasted, or boiled work best. Canned corn is okay if rinsed to reduce sodium. Avoid heavily buttered or oil-loaded versions, as they lack the active carotenoids. Pairing corn with a small amount of healthy fat, like olive oil or real butter, improves absorption. Eating it a few hours before bedtime allows your body to use the nutrients to support the macula and refresh visual processing pathways in the brain while you sleep. A small cup of corn, something you can prepare in 5 minutes, gently supports both eyes and brain. When combined with peas and romaine lettuce over several nights each week, you create a pattern of gentle restoration that doesn't just protect, but rebuilds. In the next section, I'll share a simple evening routine using these 3 foods. It's easy to follow, and it works, helping you move from hoping for better mornings to actively preparing for them. If you've made it this far, you already understand something many people overlook. Feeding your brain and eyes isn't about taking a pill or chasing the newest trend. It's about choosing the right foods, at the right time, in a way your body can actually use. So, how do you put all this into practice? Here's a simple truth: what you eat at night serves a different purpose than what you eat in the morning. Evening meals are about repair, not performance. Your brain doesn't need caffeine or fast-burning carbs at night. It needs nutrients that soothe, rebuild, and strengthen your sensory systems. This is where the 3-part lutein plan comes in. Imagine your dinner tonight. Start with a base of romaine lettuce, fresh and chopped, tossed with a little olive oil. This gives your body a strong dose of raw lutein, plus fiber to slow digestion and support absorption overnight. Next, warm up half a cup of peas, steamed or lightly sautéed. You can toss them into the salad or serve as a small side. Peas bring lutein, zeaxanthin, vitamin B1, and plant-based protein, gently supporting nerve repair while you sleep. Finally, add a small portion of corn, either boiled or roasted. Sweet corn provides the perfect balance of lutein and zeaxanthin for the macula, along with comforting, slow-release carbs that won't disrupt sleep. That's it. 3 foods. 1 simple meal. No pills. No powders. No fancy preparation. You can rotate them across the week to keep things interesting. One night, a romaine salad with peas and grilled chicken. Another night, roasted corn with sautéed greens. Or a warm corn and pea stir-fry over brown rice with a drizzle of olive oil. Whatever fits your life. The key is consistency, not perfection. Not strict rules, just repetition. The more often you give your body what it needs, the more it remembers how to repair itself. That's how mental clarity returns. That's how vision sharpens and thinking becomes quicker. Not through force, but through gentle nourishment. Many of my patients notice small, reassuring changes first. Reading at night feels easier. Faces feel clearer. Mornings feel lighter. And most importantly, they feel confident knowing they are doing something real for their long-term independence. So tonight, don't overthink it. Pick one of the 3 foods, or combine all of them if you feel inspired. As you eat, remind yourself, this isn't just food. This is repair work. This is brain and eye insurance. One forkful at a time. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with one message that matters most. Protecting your vision and mind isn't just possible, it's personal. At this stage in life, clarity, true clarity, is one of the most valuable things we can preserve. Not just clear eyesight, not just clear thinking, but the confidence to trust your senses, to read, react, remember, and move through the day with ease. What we've covered isn't a miracle. It's not an overnight transformation. But it is real science, applied in a simple, practical way. We're not talking extreme diets or expensive treatments. We're talking about 3 simple, familiar, and affordable foods. Romaine lettuce, green peas, and sweet corn. They're not exotic. They're not fancy. But when eaten consistently, especially in the evening, they support the very systems that often quietly decline as we age. That's why I'm here. No one should wake up wondering if their vision will fail them. No one should feel like their mind is slipping or that they can't keep up with life. You are not too late. You are not behind. You are simply giving your body the right nourishment, at the right time. That's what lutein provides, not just protection, but gentle renewal. A second wind for the eyes and the brain. Here's what I hope you take away. Your food is not just fuel. It's instruction. It tells your body what to focus on, what to repair, and what to preserve. When you choose the right foods consistently, calmly, and with intention, your body listens. Thank you for staying with me to the very end. It truly means a lot. If this video gave you something useful, an idea, a plan, a moment of hope, I'd be grateful if you liked it, shared it with someone you care about, or left a comment below with your thoughts. Have you tried these foods? What changes have you noticed, or what's holding you back? And if this is your first time here, I invite you to subscribe, not for numbers, but because this is a space where we talk honestly about aging, healing, and what's still possible. There's more to come, more tools, more science, more stories, all designed for those of us who want to age with clarity, calm, and confidence. And I'll see you in the next video.